This video we can see that how we can handle the exception in Spring Boot applications. So in our applications, various types of exception have, just like for unauthorized exceptions, validation exception, and internal server exception. So it has various types of exception, but in our application we manage that exception manually also. So Spring Boot has provided handle the manually exception with status code. So currently we see here, if record found there, it should give a result. And another case, we have not manually managed exception in our application, so it is give internal server error. Now we can see here in a console. So in application I no need to manually manage all place in Spring Boot application. And in Spring Boot application, one features provide exception handler. Handle exception. One need to create exception handling, and one annotation control advice. So it is used to manage the exception in a Spring Boot application. Now we can create a exception handler method first, and side give exception. Currently we just see manage the exception handling. So for that we can manage all the exception in a one method for knowledge purpose. If we need to manage only specific exception here, then it will manage here. So first create method, and response should be entity, response entity with any object. So we can give a method name handle exception, and it should be any exception, not specific. And method should be put in a map. Object. Message body, new has map. And that map written in a response entity. Message body, and error should be internal server error. Web status, no, HTTP status, internal server error. Now in a new, and in message body we can manually put user defined message. Message and exception name. We can this exception name is exception, and we can also give here time, okay, when this message occur, new date. Now we can restart the application. Now what we do first thing here, control advise annotation use and mark in a handle exception, and one method here, add exception handler exception dot class. So basically we catch all the exception, any exception throw that it catch here handle exception. If it is also possible, we define multiple method with specific exception that we can also add here. And now see it's working or not. We start the application. And first we check success result. We got a result, record result, and in 5046. Now see we have records or not. So in DB side we have not records. Now fire, then now see message, handle exception, and time when this error occur. So we can manually in a Spring Boot application we handle the all exception, global exception here using control advise. So that's it. First before that we just control advise annotate and handle exception method and mark with exception handler. So we can also more than one exception will be add if required. So that's it.